Hi dear friends, welcome to my channel. In this video I will be focusing on reviewing a fountain pen that has been around for many years. It's from Pelikan, that's Pelikan M1000. And this fountain pen is probably in the collection of any fountain pen hobbyist or aficionado, together with Mont Blanc 149. The Pelikan M1000 fountain pen has been the flagship of Pelikan, as I said, for many years, and it comes in a box, in a crate box, typical box from Pelikan, which looks like this. Gray in color, which has the Pelikan logo on it. As you know, the Pelikan has changed its logo over the years, so we can pretty much identify from each which time period this particular fountain pen comes from. What's particularly interesting about the Pelikan logo is that the modern logo that the Pelikan has on its fountain pens has the Pelikan with its Pelikan cheek, and it's quite a nice stylization of the Pelikan bird. Now this crate box, it's very simple, has nothing special to it. I think the bottom is imitates wood, and you open it just sliding up, and inside it you will find a pouch, and the fountain pen comes in this pouch. The pouch is not made out of leather, it's some artificial leather, but still very nice feel. What's particularly interesting about this packaging is that it comes with a kind of a seal reminiscent of a bygone era, a wax seal. Of course here is not wax, it's made out of plastic, but still has the Pelikan logo on it, the Pelikan bird with its cheek. You can open it very simple, and here is the fountain pen, which I will be removing it. And here you have the label. As you can see, this is Pelikan, the model black, 18 karat gold for the nib, and model number M1000. Schwarz in German means black in English. So there are only two types of regularly serially produced Pelikan fountain pens that can be found in either the black version or the green stripe version. I don't think the Pelikan M1000 comes with blue stripes like Pelikan M800 does. So I'll put the pen outside, and we'll be taking a look at the box first. Here is the fountain pen bed, and when you take out this bed, you have a very nice brochure from Pelikan, and here you can essentially see, so of course this is the warranty, pen warranty, with the different type of nibs they have available. I know that Pelikan produces many kind of specialized nibs that are not so widely available anymore on the market, but you can purchase it from specialized stores. So one could say that it's produced in the specialized nibs are produced in lower amounts and are not for those specialists that are really interested. So another brochure you find here in the box, and here it shows you how the Pelikan logo, the Pelikan company's logo, changed over the years. Where you have in the beginning, since 1878, you had the Pelikan bird with in a nest with his cheeks, and over the year this has simplified. Particularly here in 1932, you see the logo change dramatically. Before and after 1937, 1937 you had only one stylized cheek instead of many, and here since 2003 the current logo that the Pelikan has. So with this, from this logo you can already put a timestamp on a particular pen that you found, especially if you're interested in vintage fountain pens. And here you have different fountain pen models like Toledo, the famous Toledo, and so on. Here you have the Pelikan Souveran series, blue stripes, green stripes, red stripes, and so on, and the Pelikan M1000 that only comes in black version and the green stripe version. So although it looks black, the material I think is very dark green, because when uncapping the pen, the window that this fountain pen has, now you cannot see it because it's filled up with ink, it's actually green. So I think the pen body is actually green, very dark green, but if you keep it in the strong light, then you can perceive this green shades of the material. So unlike the green stripe version, which is like in here I have a Pelikan M800 with the blue stripes, this is made out of celluloid. This is, my opinion, not celluloid. The black version, I think this is either acrylic or precious resin. I didn't inform myself on this aspect, but the pen looks like any of those pen. The pen design looks like any of those from the Pelikan Souveran series, starting from Pelikan M200, 400, 600, 800 and 1000. Each size is somewhat larger than the Pelikan M800, with the second largest in this series, as you can see. So slightly larger, I would say, not by much, maybe a half a centimeter in length and also in girth. So the design is, the build quality is flawless. This is a piston filler, and you have here at the end the piston filler knob. Very highly polished material, as you can see, it reflects light very nicely. And you have a gold trim everywhere at the piston, here the cap ring, and here at the end of the cap. What I'm particularly fond of for every Pelikan fountain pen is that this clip is very functional, is bent upwards, and it has a very nice stylized shape of a Pelikan beak. Now at the end of the cap you have the Pelikan logo again, very beautiful here, very beautiful and flawlessly made. The clip is not very hard, it's very functional, it's bent upwards, make it very easy to slide into the pocket of the shirt or any pockets for that matter. Now uncapping the pen takes only half a turn and it's out. And here we find the beautiful Pelikan M800 nib. Has a beautiful design, outstanding in my opinion, one of the best on the market. And here you see the 18 karat gold here, and the width of the nib is broad. And what's particularly interesting is that this two-tone nib has the Pelikan logo, which is very clearly and cleanly made, but also a very nice scroll work after that, and it's superb, absolutely flawless from build quality, from aspect, and the feed of the nib is made out of ebonite, as usual for the Pelikan M800 Pelikan Souveran series, and the nib is broad. So the realization of this fountain pen is build quality, engineering and finish. It's outstanding. I think it's on par or even exceeds the Mont Blanc quality. I don't personally own a Mont Blanc, but I've been playing around with it quite a lot, and my personal preference is that Pelikan M1000 and Pelikan M800 are superior, but this is also a matter of taste, and this cannot be debated. Here you have again gorgeous view of this Pelikan M1000 nib, and if we compare it now with Pelikan M800 nib, you will see that there's a significant difference in size. One could say that this nib from M8000, there's quite a huge difference between the two. Makes this, the one on the right is from Pelikan M800 series and makes it look like a dwarf. Even though the size of the fountain pen is maybe half a centimeter to a centimeter longer, M8000 versus M800, the size of the nibs, the difference between the nibs is quite large, I would say. But other than that, the design is identical, the scroll work, and both are broad nibs. Both fountain pens that you see here have broad nibs. So I will compare them next in giving you a writing sample, and you see the difference between the two, and also how Pelikan M1000 performs. So that's what I'm gonna do next. And basically, before, I've never inked this pen before. I had it for quite a while, but I just recently inked it up for the purpose of this review. And the ink that I've used is also from Pelikan. It's the collection ink, the Edelstein Onyx. And since it's a Pelikan pen, it's black, and I thought this matches very well the color of this Pelikan M1000. So next I'm going to give you a writing sample and see how this fountain pen performs. Now you can use this capped, but if you use it capped, then it becomes extremely long. So I can use it perfectly well uncapped, and you see the fountain pen lies here in the cusp of my hand here very nicely. I think the center of weight is somewhere in the middle, because you have here the plunger, which is made out of brass. So this is still a light pen as compared to, let's say, Pelikan M800. The weight difference is not so significant, so it's makes it for a perfect writer. The paper that I'm using today is the Clairfontaine Smart print, the very fountain pen friendly paper that I've used before, and I've even reviewed in one of my previous videos. So I'll give you a writing sample next, and this is the Pelikan M1000, and this is 18 karat gold nib, and the ink is Edelstein Onyx, that is black ink. Now you've noticed that in the beginning it has some hard start issues. I think it has a little bit of a baby's bottom, this nib, probably as usual for let's say broad nibs from Pelikan, and unfortunately it's probably too much polished. I wouldn't like to remove this baby's bottom, because this it doesn't bother me that much. It only plays a role in when you write on very smooth paper, but if you write on a slightly rougher paper, you will never experience this problem. And since I'm not writing on very smooth paper anyways in my daily work, it's not a problem for me. I really hate to change or modify the nibs unless this is really absolutely necessary. I think working on the nib, smoothing, polishing, grinding, or whatever, even if done by a specialist, I think it minders its value. That's my personal opinion. So I wouldn't like to to work on the nibs in any way possible. So I'm accepting what the company is giving me, and if it doesn't work for me either, then I'll just resell it or throw it away. Of course, I'm not gonna throw this away in any way possible. Resell it, I'm probably also not gonna do that. I'm gonna keep it for Debbie, because I think the baby's bottom that this has is not as severe, and it will go over time if you write a lot with it. Then this is a broad nib, as I said before, so it's a broad nib. I also noticed that it has some kind of a stubbiness, so lateral, the line width, lateral line strokes seem to be a little bit thinner than the down strokes, as you can see here. I'm gonna lift this up. So you can see here that the lateral strokes are a little bit thinner than the down strokes. What's also interesting about this fountain pen is that it's extremely smooth. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10 in smoothness, with 1 being the smoothest, this is probably between 1 and 1.5. Is by far the smoothest nib, and it also feels very soft, as if it would be a flex nib. So this is not a flexible nib, but it feels flex. It just feels flexible. Here, without pressing too much, I get some line variation, which might suffice. You see here that's thinner than here, the downstroke, when I was trying to flex it. So do it one more time, so upstroke. So I'm pushing just a tiny little bit, flex. So some line variation is to be had for this fountain pen. So as you can see, the baby bottom in this case is not so severe, so I'm very happy with this fountain pen. So if I compare it now with Pelikan M800 series, so let's see, Pelikan M800. You see that this also has a little bit of baby bottom, and this is also a broad nib. And in terms of line width, there isn't much difference between these two. So Pelikan M1000 broad nib. So the difference in line width between these two is very minor. I would say the M1000, it's a little bit broader, but it's also a huge nib as compared to Pelikan M800. Also depends on the ink type you're using. For the Pelikan M800 I have, I think, Iroshizuku Shinkai, and this one I have Pelikan Edelstein Onyx. So this has been my review. I hope this was useful. I thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.